I very much enjoy building relationships with my clients. I think that client coaching relationship is key to the client's success. If you feel comfortable and safe in the space that we're in, then you're more likely to share more information that can help me help you. I don't expect people to like lay all of their story bare or anything, but if you don't feel comfortable in that space, I really focus on building rapport. I want to know what works well for you. I want to know what doesn't work well for you. I want to know what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, because knowing like this doesn't feel okay to me is just as important as like, heck yes, I'll do that. Because the plan that we make for you has to fit into your life and support you wherever you're at in the moment. I'm very much, I really like to encourage people, and I love seeing people succeed. It can be kind of a cheerleading kind of thing as well involved in that. So. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's a sign of you're growing and evolving as a human, and that's really wonderful. It's okay. Um, we might not every season of life, we have different seasons in life, and our goals in each of those are going to be a little bit different. You know, part of the way through our partnership, you might have a big life event that comes up and it shifts what your priorities and your focus are, and we're going to shift your journey priorities and focus along with that, because I want to empower and support you in moving your journey in the direction that aligns with the person you envision yourself being, or the person that you are becoming, and not trying to keep you stuck in like, here's the path we stepped onto. I talk a lot about with my clients neuroplasticity, which is the beautiful ability of our brain to be able to like change and learn new things and grow new pathways. And as your coach, I am just as flexible as our brain is with neuroplasticity in shifting and pivoting on your journey as well. So no problem. If you change your goals, we'll change direction of things too together. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is going to be very individualized. As I mentioned, everyone's so different, and our life experiences and where we're at currently are really different. So where we'd start is, you know, figuring out what does that mean to you? What does having a healthier, more nutritious diet mean to you? That could be like, I have no idea, Mary, can you please tell me? And absolutely, we'll talk through, we'll educate, you know, I will share information with you on what nutritious eating looks like. So how to like build a macronutrient dense and micronutrient dense plate. And then it might evolve, it'll spin from there. And that could be, you know, maybe you notice that you crave certain types of food, or that you eat when you feel a certain way, that you snack at night, that you're not sleeping very well. And so the focus kind of evolves as we work together and we start, you know, you start putting actions into place. We start to learn more about you, and from that, we then frame your journey. We just move you along that path as those things come up, in a way that is supportive of what are the skills and what are the patterns that you're currently in, what are the skills that you want to grow in to help you make those healthy, nutritious eating choices day by day. Falling off the wagon. There are all these different terms, and as a coach, I'm not wild about any of them because they all suggest like, I'm bad, I'm wrong, I've done something bad, and I've cheated, anything like that. So I don't ever I don't use that kind of language in my coaching. If that's what you prefer to use, that's totally okay. But I don't see those things as bad. I see them as really beautiful learning opportunities, and I coach clients to do the same, to reframe them as one, wow, what did I learn about myself? What played a role in that situation, so that we can kind of set up a plan to help, you know, build a system of support around you in case that happens again, because life's going to happen. It's on any sort of lifestyle journey, because this is a lifelong thing. Things are going to crop up, and having moments where we stumble a little bit are part of the process, and they really help us gain more confidence and assuredness in navigating it better. So I see it as like, this is a really beautiful learning opportunity. Let's embrace it as such and figure out how we can grow forward from it. What I think we should be doing is not more important than what you, as the client, think we should be doing. So I take a very client-centered approach to coaching. I see you as the driver of the car. I'm the co-pilot navigating. I'm there to offer guidance, support, recommendations, resources, information. But ultimately, when it comes to establishing a plan of action for what behaviors we might incorporate over the next week, 2 weeks, whatever that's going to look like, that's going to support progress towards your goal. I like to present options. So I'll say like, okay, this is kind of what we're chatting about that you're wanting to work on and focus on. Here are a handful of different 5-minute actions that we can take over the next week. And which of these feels like it might be doable for you to just do every single day for the next 7 days? If none of them on that list stand out to you, you can always say none of these, but I'm thinking this. So I want your input because you're the expert of your life and yourself. And I might make a recommendation that doesn't fit for you. And so I want your feedback so that we can figure out the action plan that's going to work best for you. Oh my goodness. I love helping people. First of all, I think people are wonderful. Um, and I learned the information that I have, like the knowledge that I gained through my education in my early 20s. I didn't have it growing up. And as soon as I got it, I was like, man, there were some things here that I really wish I had known throughout my adolescence. And the health and wellness field is full of so much overwhelming, conflicting, sometimes confusing and inaccurate information. And people just want to feel better. They want to do right by themselves and by their bodies. And it can be really hard to sift through all of that information and know what's right, what's best, like what's right and best for me. Because what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for someone else. And so I do what I do because I want to help people access the accurate, fact-based, evidence-based information in a way that is easier for them to understand, and then to help them incorporate habits and routines into their life that help them sustain those behaviors. Because again, what works for one person doesn't work for someone else necessarily, and the way we go about doing that is going to look very different from one person to the next, because we're so different as individuals, and our life experiences are different. And for example, me doing a meal plan is going to be different because of my life situation, as opposed to someone else who maybe has 3 or 4 kids and work a full-time job and like have a bunch of like volunteer stuff that they do. Everybody's going to be different, and so I want to help make those things feel more approachable.